Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a Cincinnati Bengals draft recap. We're on the ESPN engine showing their needs, their players, all of that. So if you want to see any of the teams to the left of the Bengals logo there, those videos are already out if you're interested. Also, if you want to go check out my Bengals 7-round mock draft from before the draft, that will be in the playlist at the end of the video. So stay tuned for that. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy, and comment your thoughts down below, especially Bengals fans would love to know what you think of this draft. So without further ado, let's get into it. You can see their needs here. ESPN kind of wrong with some of these players. They said they need corner, linebacker, center, D tackle, which is pretty much 3 tech, and guard. Cornerback, Taylor-Britt, who they have listed as safety here, is going to play cornerback for the Bengals. I'm pretty certain. Dax Hill probably going to play in the slot some, in rotation with Mike Hilton. Also going to play some deep, but he's what I would qualify as a safety. And their needs really is, I try to stay tapped into the Bengals community. Were cornerback, they need a starting corner and probably a starting 3 tech, and that was really it as opposed when it comes to starters. Everything else is depth. Inside linebacker, I don't think it's a huge need. They have Logan Wilson, they have Jermaine Pratt, who really turned it on at the end of the season. They have Akeem Davis-Gaither, who they really like. And then along the offensive line, they kind of needed center. Like if Linderbaum was there, I think they might have taken him. And guard, they could need, but they have all right guys there. Like it's not a huge need like it was last year. They fixed the offensive line really well. But let's talk about Daxton Hill. And he was really just best player available for him. Wow, they have him compared to Eric Berry, who was an incredible player for the Chiefs. One of my favorite players ever. And Daxton Hill, if he can be like Eric Berry, then this is just a huge win. They don't need safety that bad, but I think this is more of a pick for the future as opposed to this year with just best player available, because they have Jesse Bates, and they also have Von Bell, who's solid. But maybe this means Jesse Bates, who's playing on the franchise tag, is not going to be back. And this is some kind of leverage that the Bengals have to say, hey, if you're not going to take a contract that we can give you realistically, then we have a guy to replace you. So I think this kind of puts them in the driver's seat of those contract talks, which I think is what they wanted. And they also got a really good player. So hopefully Jesse Bates can be negotiated to stay, and you could have him and Daxton Hill as an incredible safety duo. And maybe Von Bell is your third guy. Maybe he goes soon. Either way, Daxton Hill, love the pick. And then in the second round, they moved up a few spots for Taylor-Britt out of Nebraska. Big fan of him. He has Marcus Peters-esque ball skills. Not a comparison as a player, like all around, because Marcus Peters is he's an enigma, you could say. And Taylor-Britt, yeah, very good with the ball. He's really fun to watch, and I think he's going to be a very good player for the Bengals. They say it's a slight reach. I had him probably around this range, and I think he was in my tier 4 of corners, but Sauce was his own tier. I mean, he was probably like my CB 6, 7. So solid value, and I'm happy with the Bengals getting him. Then they got Zachary Carter out of Florida. Guy that I'm not super familiar with. He's going to be probably a 3 tech for him. He's pretty big. And if he can come in and play right away, if he's here in the 3rd round, the end of 3rd round, if he's going to come in and play 3 tech at a high level, then this is a slam dunk pick for them. Again, I'm not super familiar with him as opposed to a lot of these guys like Perrion Winfrey, who they passed on for him. Or maybe Perrion Winfrey won a few picks before. I'm actually not sure about that. I think he did. But either way, this is a really good pick for the Bengals. And I think just at a position of need, 3 tech really falls off. This was not a good defensive interior class besides, Jordan Davis at the top. Then in the 4th round, they got Cordell Volson, who is pretty much going to be a guard. I think that's what they listed him when they drafted him. He's pretty chalked in to be a guard for them. They have all right guards. They got Quentin Spain, who is not completely re-signed yet, but I think they're going to try to bring him back. They have Jackson Carman, who's going to be depth, and they also got Alex Kappa from Tampa Bay. So maybe Volson slides in as a backup. Maybe he ends up taking the spot from Carman as a rookie, which would be pretty impressive for him as a late 4th round pick. With Carman being a 2nd round pick last year. So we'll see what he can do. Definitely solid value. Then in the 5th round, they got Tyson Anderson, the safety from Toledo. According to ESPN, 3 safeties, but I mean, really, Taylor-Britt's a corner, but still 2 safeties when they have Von Bell and Jesse Bates. Was not expecting that, but he is a crazy athlete, and that's a theme for their draft. They really, besides Volson, who didn't have a super high RAS, I think when you slide him into guard, he has a super high RAS, but all these guys are really athletic, and I think that's what they were going for with this draft, is just bringing in a lot of athletes who they think they can develop mentally with their scheme and, you know, with Zach Taylor and all these coaches. So excited to see what Test Anderson can do. Really good athlete. And then their last pick, they got Jeffrey Gunter out of Coastal Carolina. I think this is really good value. He's a really good player, and getting him all the way down here at pick 31 in the 7th round, very happy with that value. I think this is kind of a steal. He's just really fun, and hopefully he can come in and contribute. I like their edge room. You know, I like it a little bit. I mean, they've got Sam Hubbard, they've got Trey Hendrickson, they've got Joseph Osai coming off an injury, but not really a chalked in 4th guy right now, and Jeffrey Gunter can hopefully be that for the Bengals. Good draft for what they're trying to do this year, and I think this will be, hopefully, looked as a pretty good draft class. Again, they filled, I think, 3 of those needs. They didn't get inside linebacker, and they didn't get center, but a couple of guys are going to slide over and contribute at corner and guard. Very happy with this for the Bengals. We'll see what they can do next year with a good roster, and that's going to wrap it up for today. Bengals fans, other fans, let me know what you think, especially, you know, Daxton Hill, Cam Taylor-Britt. I think really good picks to really revamp that secondary, hopefully get Eli Apple off the field, and let me know, again, what you think. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, all of that. We have a lot more of these videos coming soon. Suggest any video topics down below for either your team, other teams, just in general. Would love to hear your guys' feedback, and thank you for watching. Again, if you want to see my any of my film rooms or my Bengals 7-round mock draft before the draft to see how bad I did, or maybe good, I think it was all right. Check that's going to be in the playlist right here at the end of the video. And thank you for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.